In episode 10, Adamo and Rasheed talk about traditional marriages and the changing world we live in. Listen in, enjoy.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to episode 10. We finally made it, and we welcome the cream of the Middle East, Mr. Rasheed.
Bakhtari.
Bakhtari.
In it. Good morning, guys. Glad to be here, or great to be here.
Fantastic, Rasheed. Look, we're going back to our little duo now. We've been doing a few interviews lately, which have gone really well. You thought they've been going
They
well?
have, haven't they?
We had Santos, we had the Trident Woman, we had Lavelle, Monnier, and who was the fourth one?
No, we only. Oh yeah, Paul Waked.
Oh, Paul Waked.
A man
Sorry,
of authority.
Paul. Man of authority.
Yeah.
So we've explored those interviews, but today we're just going to get back to some basics. And we're going to talk about marriages. We're both married. We've been married a long time.
I've been married for 12 years, coming up 13.
And she still loves you.
Well, I don't know about that, but yeah, I suppose we're stuck.
And I've been married 15 years. And we're going to be talking about traditional marriages, traditional between a man and a woman. We're going to talk about arranged marriages. We're going to talk about how things have changed.
I think the definition of traditional has changed too.
It has. What's normal for us and what is normal for other people is what we call different. But look, it's a very touchy subject because we talk about equality, we're talking about people's rights, we're talking about choice. So there's a lot of things at play here. It's not just,
That's right.
and, ever since the dawn of time, if we're looking at, marriages, in ancient times, in emperor times,
That's
the role of a woman, the role of a man, the role of authority, what's a woman's place?
Everything has changed, mate. Now it's what is normal? The question is, what is normal, Adam? Do you have a definition for it?
Normal. I mean, look, I've been married 15 years. Look, it's interesting because genetically, we're built a certain way. I'm a man. Well, last time I checked.
You reckon?
And we have a woman, and we're genetically.
I don't need confirmation.
Now, look, I'm no scholar on this stuff, right? I haven't, but it's a very hot topic.
Yeah.
And this equality and women and men and our roles and marriages, it all interconnects. So I'm, I genetically think that, I'm attracted to a woman. That's the way.
You sure, Adam? Because I think that you're a bit confused. You sure you're not confused?
The X's and the Y's add up, and I'm attracted to a woman, right? So, traditional marriages in the sacrament of marriage in the Catholic Church, we got married, and I'm happy. Look, I have
The question is, have you always been attracted to a woman?
Always. I've never
You have never questioned your sexuality.
Never.
Fair enough.
But then again,
I'll
I
take
have
your word
a
for it.
gay twin brother, so obviously he got more Y's chromosomes. Is that right?
No, we all have X and Y
Look.
chromosomes. I'm not sure. I don't know how it works, but it's an XX and XY. For men, is it XY?
You're
Yes,
talking
something
to the
like
wrong
that.
person,
We're
mate.
not going to go. We're not gonna get into that. But let's go.
So look, I traditionally I met my wife in a circumstance. But
Yeah. How did you meet your wife?
How did I meet? Well, look,
Under what circumstances?
I met her through friends. I met her in a bar. That's what we did 15, 20 years ago. It's a little bit different now with technology and stuff. But look, happily married 15 years. Nothing's, you always got to, they're fucking hard work.
Oh, tell me about it.
No, not women. No. Oh, that came out wrong.
That's exactly what you meant.
No.
Let's face it. That's exactly what you meant.
I mean, relationships are hard.
Oh,
work.
the relationships
hard
are
work.
so fucking hard. I'm telling you right now. I struggle every day.
You keep
every
telling me you're
fucking day.
fucking perfect.
That's what you see. That's what the others see. The struggles that I go through every day. Forget about it.
Mate.
Life is a struggle, mate. Being married is it's hard work.
So let me ask you a question. So I got married a certain way. I met my wife, but you were under this arranged marriage. So
That's right.
hang on. Did she choose You or did you choose her?
Basically, I swapped her for 40 camels.
You taking the piss? You
Nah, 40
joking?
camels, you know?
No, no.
I'm serious.
did you-
I gave the dad 40 camels, you know, like, so basically I own her.
No, you joke. No, you joking.
I'm joking.
So hang on. Let's get back to this marriage thing. So
I'm
in
joking.
In
you know,
your
it's-
culture, does it work where you have to choose a woman? Is that how it works?
Yeah, basically what happens is that, you know the family through friends, and basically, you have, I suppose you can talk to the girl and very kind of within a certain, like, we have these boundaries, like traditionally, and because it was an Islamic world, we had to kind of talk within our boundaries. How do I put it? Basically, I talked to her, but not about marriage related, because well, basically when I went to Afghanistan, I went overseas on a trip, and they invited me because they knew my dad. That's how, like, because the communities are very close. So then they invited me. I went over. I'm like, I saw this girl. I'm like, wow, she's very nice, and she's very she looked perfect.
Oh, she looked perfect. So that's a
on
good
the
start.
yeah, but I didn't know how she was, until I got married. Obviously, then I found out she was more than perfect.
Oh, she's probably watching at home thinking, "Fuck, this
Mate,
guy's full of shit."
I gotta choose my words wisely. You know what I mean?
She's going to
So-
be watching this. My
Yes.
wife won't, but
Yeah, not 40 camels, mate. That was a joke.
So
hopefully I'm
was
not
it-
gonna offend anyone.
so was there like 2 or 3 you could choose from, or was it just her?
No, there was a line of women for me to choose.
No,
No, there
was a
wasn't.
couple.
No. So I when I went to her house, the dad invited me. I saw her and we talked. And I didn't talk to the girl. I talked in general. Like I talked to the dad, mum, this and that. Then we sort of, I was talking to her. I'm like, oh, what do you do? This and that. And that's how we talked. But eventually, then I'm like, look, this is the kind of girl that I probably want. So I spoke to my mum. Then I had a disagreement with my dad, but we had to sort it out. So we did eventually in the end. But basically, that's how it happened. I got my mum to speak to her parents, and eventually they arranged it, and we got married. But like, obviously, she was happy with me. I'm a
Oh,
good-looking guy.
She got no choice, mate.
Yeah.
She said yes.
I don't think she was given a choice.
10 years later, you got 2 beautiful kids.
Yeah, I think you know what? I think 2 beautiful kids. I think arranged marriages work better. I mean, you might disagree with me, but
That's
a lot
your
of people
opinion, yeah.
might. That's my opinion. Because you don't know each other, so eventually, you get to know each other, and that's where the thing is. You go back and forth with this person.
Yeah.
And you get used to their habits, and that's how eventually.
And the
I think
older
it
you
works
get,
better.
you think, fuck, mate, the habits get worse.
Yeah. In love marriages, there's a lot of expectation,
Yeah.
and basically because you love the other person, there's a lot of love, and you're expected to sacrifice. Don't you feel like? Did you feel a bit of pressure because it was a love marriage for you? Obviously.
No pressure really. You just because I was 27 at the time, so I'd been around a bit.
Yeah.
So when you find someone that's on the same page, and timing's very important. I think timing. So we were just at the right time. My wife had travelled. I'd had a few experiences. I'd travel. I'd tried a few things in life. Still trying things.
Yeah.
And I think timing's very important too.
Now, do you feel the pressure now because there's an expectation from you because it was love marriage and you had to sacrifice even at the start of your marriage, but even today, do you like with arranged marriages, the love is there, but obviously because at the same time, it's not an arrangement, but you kind of know what your role is in the relationship.
Yeah, no, I don't feel pressure. I think that it changes over time. You have good years, you have bad years, but I don't feel pressure.
Yeah. Oh, you don't feel the pressure.
No, I don't feel pressure. I think that it's just, because you got to still keep growing as individuals too, and growing together.
Yeah. You got to give the other person their space, you know what I mean? They have to.
But things have changed over the years, Rasheed. We're here. We're in episode 10. We're talking about marriages, talking about how we changed. We've got Rasheed here.
Do I have to put this on?
Yeah, just put that on. And just quickly, if you really like our program, subscribe, hit the likes. Back to the program now, Rasheed. What do you think what are the challenges facing relationships today?
What are the challenges?
What are the challenges,
mate? Nowadays, there's a thing called paradox of choice.
Fucking that.
Do you know what that means? Because dating apps have made dating very easy. Like you've got a choice nowadays. What you do is you get on a dating app. Basically, you meet someone, and it has made it a lot easier. But the thing is, there's lack of commitment. There's no commitment. Now, if I have 10 other choices, what are the chances of me committing to you? I mean, like, what makes you special? Don't you think?
Yeah, because it's all online. It's like you're buying a pizza. You've got a description of the person, what they like, what they don't.
Yeah.
And I assume that they're probably looking and they're going tick, 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 and then it says down the bottom, they love cats.
That's right.
That's a deal breaker.
Based on that, they want to make a decision whether this person is the right person for me or not.
So that
it's just they want that instant gratification, like they
they're
want
fucking
instant
perfect.
connection. They want a perfect person.
Because they're perfect.
Yeah, that's right. So there's this shallowness.
Yes,
it's very shallow. The relationships are. Back in the days when there weren't any dating apps or nothing, you got to know a person, and it was very hard to find another person, because when you had one person, you wanted to make it work, because this is the person. And now I don't want to lose this person, so you had to put all the effort you could to make it work. But now,
are we sounding like a relationship fucking experts here?
Hey, you come from a traditional family. Your dad, your parents were married until your dad passed away. For how long?
So when my mum met my dad,
Yeah.
my mum didn't speak much Italian.
Oh, okay.
And my dad didn't speak much English at all. And they got married.
Wow.
So they spoke the language of love.
The language of love.
So, they learnt over time. But that was a funny story. They used to go to these dinner dances back in the day in like Forest Hill, those areas there.
Yeah.
And it was my mum and her sisters would sit with their mum and dad along the back wall. And then all the men would come in and all the women would come in. Then when my dad walked in the room, my mum saw my dad and she said, "See that man there?" And they said, "Yeah." First time.
Yeah.
"I'm going to marry that man."
Is that what she said?
And that was it. Yeah, so they,
Holy shit.
in Italian, io mi sposa quella là. "Oh, I'm going to marry that man." And at the end of the day, she married him, yeah. She had 4 kids, 4 boys, and that's why we
my parents have been married for 52 years.
Wow.
Now, I think that there should be an expiry date. You should have the choice of renewing the contract.
Well, you can renew your vows. You can do that.
Yeah, but there's no expiry date. It doesn't expire. It will just you don't have the choice of, hey, we've been together for 10, 15 years now. I want to look at my, options. You know what I mean? Clauses, the conditions.
So within this traditional marriages now, I want to ask this question. I don't even know if it's in my notes here. But how much do you think the role of people making a choice, whether they want a man or a woman, into like a person's genetic makeup? Right? So a person has a genetic makeup.
Yeah.
And they're either straight or they go for the opposite sex, right?
Which is gay. Gay is the right term. Yeah, you can use.
So what do you think the difference is is there an in-between where, because at the moment it's like there's this big movement towards people having a freedom
Now we're
of
gonna
choice.
Yes.
Now, is it about choice? Can you just decide like I'm just going to marry a woman because I'm had enough of blokes? This is what This is the question that, like, because I believe that you're born genetically. That's who you are, and if you're not attracted towards the opposite sex, then obviously you're gay.
Oh, you can be more than gay nowadays.
Yeah, but
you can be anything.
Is that confused?
You can be any.
Am I being rude? Am I being out of line?
I don't know. You might be out of. Who knows? But do you
write a comment?
Yeah, Adam, do you believe in traditional marriages? Like, obviously, you do believe in traditional marriages, but do you believe a marriage between a man and a man, or a man and a woman? Now you've got a gay brother.
Yeah,
you don't want to
believe,
offend anyone from the gay community.
No, I believe in the traditional marriage, but I believe if someone is gay, and they now with all the laws and the rights, to marry another man, that's fine because they're gay. It's not like my brother I've spoken to my brother. It's not like my brother woke up one day and goes, "I'm going to go marry a man." Early on he tried. I spoke to him about this.
So he tried to be straight.
No, he went out with a few girls. He goes, "Oh, just like I didn't know what to do." You know what I mean? But he wasn't attracted to a woman. So like that's not his choice. That's not a choice.
That's the
way they are. That's the way he was made.
They think that they are born with it. Like the day the feel. I think that they think that they were born with it. You know what I mean?
I don't know.
I don't know how it works, but however, this is pretty scientific. I'm telling you right now that when kids go through puberty, puberty basically, you start to develop your sexuality.
12, 13.
Yeah. So as you're developing your sexuality, what happens is that you can have both thoughts, gay thoughts and straight thoughts. Because as you're developing your sexuality, you're kind of exploring. You're not exploring. That's what happens to you. So you can have
because you
gay
don't know.
feelings. And you can have straight feelings, towards a woman, or if you're a man, or towards a man as well. So I think that this is where people decide whether to go gay or straight. That's when they develop their sexuality, basically. So I think it's pretty scientific.
I think you're right now. Now, because we're in a time with all this technology too, there's so many distractions online. There's so many, like when you had questions early on years ago, less people to talk to. But now with the distractions online, like people are just, confused. If you're one of these people that have questions about your sexuality, if you're one of these people that, need a little bit of guidance, there are people you can speak to, community groups, you can get help. We recommend, professionals. Don't think you're alone. Suicide, if you feel like you can't handle stuff, there is always someone.
We live in a society, everything is provided to us, There's helplines and, you can speak to psychiatrists, psychologists and stuff. So you can get help, whether you're going through whatever you're going through. But let's go back to, why, what challenges are, relationships, what are the challenges nowadays? So like I said, it's lack of commitment and people, fear of missing out. You reckon that the next person is going to be the perfect person for me. You know what I mean?
The grass is greener.
Yeah, that's why they never put any effort into, getting to know you. It's just they think that, the next person is the one that I want. So they keep going through these old relationships, what do you call flings?
Yeah.
And eventually they end up alone. You know what I mean? So it's one of those things, you have to And basically with even now, society's norms are changing. You know what I mean? Now, what was normal 20 years ago, 30 years ago, it's not. The definition of normal has changed. Does it make sense? So it's basically,
So do you think women are a bit more promiscuous?
yeah, they are. Like they
What do you mean by that? They're a bit more.
yeah, that's why, because of lack of commitment, these apps, this and that, they feel free to sleep with whoever they want. There shouldn't be any restrictions, but the thing is, look, I believe in, even as a, you know what I'm sick of? I'm sick of these social media personalities like fucking Andrew Tate. And they reckon that, once a man gets to a certain age, when you're 35 years old and you've built your empire and you become a man of value, you should sleep around, you should have multiple wives, and that's fine, and multiple partners, sexual partners. But I don't believe in that. If you find a girl, a woman who's going to look after you mentally, sexually, fucking, if she's providing everything, then why would you want another, someone else? If that woman is kind and I don't think you should have multiple partners as a man. How do you feel, as a man? We
Yeah, if you find one that's, that does it, but that goes both ways too.
I
you
suppose,
still need to be the one that.
I suppose the thought of cheating on your wife, it goes through your head every day.
It goes both ways. Look, it does go both ways. We can't put it all on the female side. We've got the male side too, which.
So Adam, nowadays with relationships, you think that the roles of men and women have changed over time?
It's probably been the last 30 years since women's rights, women's in the workforce. So, for example, like when we were growing up, most of the, and this is, I'm not trying to be sexist, I'm not trying to be rude, I'm just talking out loud. This is light entertainment. Don't call me a pig or anything, I'm just talking. So like growing up, like a lot of the great cooks were like our mums and aunties.
Yes.
They would cook everything. They would do everything. The cooking, the clean, let me talk. Now I think it's probably reversed a lot more, and that's good because women get out, they're liberated, they got jobs, guys do more of the, spending the time with the kids, taking them to their sports, conversations. So I think in a way it's probably got better. It's actually got better because guys are more hands-on. Most of the guys I know are the cooks. Like I have a catering business and I do probably 4 to 5 cooks a week at home. My missus cooks a couple. She's a fantastic cook. But she's out in the front line. She's on, she's on good coin. And, that's why I'm at home doing a podcast with Rasheed. Going to go for a coffee at lunchtime, see me other mate at 1 o'clock. Fucking honky-dory.
But you said that you missus couldn't cook.
No, she can.
She can cook.
She can. But she's got...
She doesn't want to cook.
No. She's got the responsibilities, at work. So that's why I'm home now. I do that. But that's where the roles have changed.
But do you think that, you're the wife in the relationship or the husband?
No, I'm still the husband. Just the roles. It's like a footy team. Everyone's got a role. It's actually got nothing to do with being a man or woman. It's actually got nothing.
Oh,
And I learned that? Because I had my own dance company for a few years. And when I learned about, egos and male and roles and female, when you learn about your role, is when you learn about lead and follow. Yeah, so when I was teaching dance, most of the time, because a lot of the women would come, for example, and I'd be doing one-on-one classes, and there was this one exercise where I would have to hold the lady's hand. And I would know when a female was the male in the relationship because I would hold my hands like this as a leader, and then they would put their hands in my hands like this. So they're like hovered. Now, what you need to do is lower
in
your
a submissive way.
Yeah, so what I was teaching him to do, half the time I would just get the woman to relax the shoulders, drop the wrists, and relax the hand. And once they relaxed that hand in my hand, we just smiled. I remember I taught this woman, she had private dance classes with me, and the first class I just held her hand, and you know what she said after 10 minutes? She goes, I haven't let go for 25 years since my husband died. You know what I mean? And then
Yeah.
what I'm trying to say is that because she had to turn into that male, she had to turn into the one that had to provide for the kids, and she couldn't be a woman. She couldn't relax. So half the time, getting back to tying that into my story, the story of roles, lead and follow, it's got nothing to do with because you're a man and a woman. Sometimes I get a little bit annoyed when a woman and a lot of women would agree with me, where you know with women's rights and them having a role in the workforce is fantastic, but I get annoyed that sometimes when they play that card, that they still want it to be treated like a woman when it's right with them,
Yes.
but they still want to wear the pants
That's
and
right.
control everything.
100%.
Yeah. So and that's look, that's another story.
Now, do you think men and women are equal? When I say equal, obviously we both are human beings, but I'm saying that I believe they function differently.
They function differently, but we're not equal. We have equal rights.
Even men
now.
and men aren't equal. I mean, like
Yeah.
some are more capable of doing other things, and some aren't. And that's just how it is. You can cook. I can't cook for shit. I can't
What
cook.
you're mate, you keep telling me about these fucking kebabs.
I can make kebab,
Mate.
and egg korma, mate.
You can
yeah,
cook.
I can cook.
Yeah, but
But-
your cultural stuff.
Yeah, like basically, everything. But I can make good kebab, man. That's for sure. But now, the thing is,
Yep.
nowadays, if you say that, men and women, they function differently, you can come across a bit offensive. Now, why?
Because
do you have-
we're physically,
That's how it is.
our attributes we're stronger, so we're not equal.
Yeah. Biologically, we are
Yeah,
different.
We're not. Yeah, that's right.
But
But
can you tell them that we are different in many ways? Because if you say that we are different,
very
apparently
touchy subject.
apparently somehow you sound sexist.
Me,
I mean, like if you say that we
Yeah.
are different in many ways, and we are. Even the way we think, men are like follow a basically a very logical train of thoughts, and women, their decisions are mainly based on their feelings, how they feel, and they're very emotional. And there's a reason for it,
Tell me.
because they're emotional, they're compassionate, they're affectionate, because they raise kids. They give birth to babies. Now, it's embedded in their DNA, or what's the word? It's innate.
the motherly.
Yeah, the motherly kind of feeling. That the feeling of like they're more. As a dad, I've got 2 kids. I think that I'm as a man, you're more detached. No, it's not. You're not detached. I still love my kids, but obviously, men are a bit different. They're not that. What's the word? Affectionate.
Yeah, but your normal is different to my normal, is different to another gentleman's normal. Everyone's got a different reality.
That's right.
Have a listen to us, mate. The oracles, Rasheed and Bakhtari and other.
Bakhtari.
Mate, if you need advice on relationships, mate, give us a call. 1-800. No, I'm joking. Mate, we're sounding like fucking connoisseurs here.
Yeah, I don't, what do we know about relationships?
Fuck. I'm
But
still
what do
trying
you
to get it
think-
right, mate.
Yeah, what do you think?
Toilet
of the-
seat up or toilet seat down?
Hey, what do you think of these thing influencers? The Andrew Tate, and there's a few other people on the internet. They talk about how they basically, instead of having a like a proper conversation, they talk about how women are not equal to men. Instead of having a proper conversation that this is what your role is, this is what my role is, like have a logical conversation. You know how Andrew Tate says that, hey, like if I'm a man of value and I'm rich, I'm allowed to have like as many women as I want.
Look, if we start talking about Andrew Tate, this could go anywhere.
Yeah, why not?
This could really, really go anywhere. Look, Andrew Tate's got his beliefs. He's a bit more. He's a little bit. He thinks a little bit more now because he's got a bit more influence over people.
Yeah.
Because he's got people are looking at him. People are looking in his direction and what he's got to say. Because what he's actually selling is, I think he's selling an online course on business and stuff like that. He's got an online course, but what he's trying, like his market is those 18 to 40-year-old men that have kind of lost a little bit of importance. They're a bit vulnerable.
Mm.
So what he's doing, that's his audience. There's a lot of guys that have, probably gone a little bit quiet or don't have a lot of direction. So he targets that audience, and he's got a big following. Do I believe in what he says? Probably 70 to 75% of what he says is, you could listen to him and you can go, yep. You can go, yep.
Points.
I can go, yep. He's right. But then maybe some of the early stuff is a bit controversial, but I watch his stuff still, and I get a few tips. Tips from him.
Adam, this was supposed to. I'm supposed to be answering this question, but I'm going to ask you.
Yeah.
Do you think that nowadays is marriage still relevant in the society that we're living nowadays? Like in today's modern society, is it relevant? What I'm trying to say is that, do you have to be married, like on paper, and if it is still relevant, why is it relevant? If it is not relevant, why is it not relevant?
Look, I think there's just something about, in the sacrament of marriage. I think that marriage.
Do you really believe in that?
I still think, like, for me personally, you still need to have some types of traditions. For me personally, it's good to have that. But look, you don't necessarily have to be. I know a lot of people that aren't, and they got kids, and they're happy. But for me personally, I think being married is a great thing.
Do you think that social recognition that you want from your society, your community, that kind of plays a
social? I don't know about worrying about what other people think.
No, when you go out and they look at you as a couple and like you're married in a traditional sense, does that hold any value to you?
Oh, from what? From their perspective?
Imagine if you weren't married, just, like you're married, yeah? You are married. Like, yeah. If you weren't married, boyfriend and girlfriend, if she was your partner, yeah. How would you, do you think that would have felt differently? Than being married?
I still think that if you're committed to someone, I think you should show. Look, you don't have to. Like, it's between you and her, yeah?
Yes.
So you don't necessarily have to. But it just shows that you're committed to the other person.
So you got married because you wanted to show your commitment?
Commitment, yeah.
No, what did it mean anything to you?
Being married, yes, it did. Because,
Why?
my parents were married for a long time. I saw, the ups and downs. And I still think that being married, it just, it's more a thing between you and your partner. It shows a commitment to the other person.
So what you're trying to say is that,
for me, yeah.
You still need to be married in this modern society, in today's world.
Yeah, I still think
you should be married in a
you
traditional
love someone
sense.
and you,
I mean,
if you believe that way, because a lot of people have a different reality. So for me, like if you want to, I think marriage is very, very important. But everyone's different. Everyone thinks differently.
I think that
what do you think?
Emotional support, you feel that you have someone through.
Yes.
thicks and thins of life. Is that how you say it?
Thick and thins.
And you know that they are there. You know what I mean? They're gonna emotionally support you. You know what I mean? The companionship, and yeah, I
So
think
you think
that
if
it
they weren't
holds-
married, they'd leave?
I mean, like there's a. They can just walk out
Well, mate, you hear
because
stories.
it gives you a thing that you feel like that. Hey, I can't go anywhere. I might as well. I've got this thing that I want to make it work. You feel obligated to make it work. Does it make sense?
But that's part of life. Like you.
No, but imagine if you're living with someone, I know that emotionally you're invested in this person, but I think that they if you're not married, you're like I can just fucking walk away from this.
Well, that's. I'm not. I don't know. I'm married, so I can't say.
Yeah.
But
But now if you you will think twice if you want to. You just can't walk away from your marriage. You know what I mean?
No,
you
you
would
gotta-
think twice.
yeah, well, too much to lose.
Too much to lose.
Yeah.
Your house, your everything, half.
Anyway, where are we now? Episode. What?
Yeah, let's go back to that question. Why are women sleeping around nowadays?
Fuck.
No, but do you believe? No, it's not only women.
It's
Men
only,
too.
That
Men
only
too. You
happens
know
in
what
the
I mean?
movies. Huh?
Now, men too. Nowadays we don't give a rat's. You know what I mean? We, we've got options, this and that. But do you think that men and women should be doing that? Should be behaving in that way?
It's monogamy. You have to. It's. How can you do that? You're sleeping around.
I mean, like, women are sleeping with hundreds of men, and men are sleeping with
yeah.
hundreds of women. You know
I
what I
don't
mean?
even think that doesn't even enter my mind. Like once you've got your woman, or vice versa,
Yeah.
that's it. That's the commitment you make. That's the ups and the downs, and you go through life, and you have good years and your bad years, and half of the time it's just not even what you say. It's just probably the planets and the alignment of things that are just making things a little bit off.
Yeah.
You're eating the same steak every night.
Yeah, you gotta.
Sometimes you got to put a little bit of chicken on it, chicken spice.
the spice. You
sometimes a
gotta
little
spice it up, mate.
Yeah, spice. You gotta.
Yeah,
you know,
you gotta add a few
When we
things.
find
just
the
to-
answers, we'll let you know.
Yeah, that's right. But now I don't know whether, but normal. It's just not normal. Look, I don't know, man. Like as a man, I'd love to have
A couple of women.
yeah on the same.
Do you think your missus is going to be watching 33 minutes into this and hear that?
Nah, don't worry about it.
She
She
won't?
won't be watching it, so it's good, But at the end of the day, I think that if you have a good woman,
Yep.
and if she's providing you with everything, that emotional support, that like she's your rock, and she gives you all those things that you need, including everything. When I'm then you should stick to that woman.
Yeah.
I think you don't have to have multiple women in your life, and but if she's being if she's a bit of a toxic person, then you got to explore your options. Yeah.
Very good, Rasheed. Look, we're coming to the end of our episode 10. We'd just like to thank all our new subscribers. We're really enjoying this ride. We're getting back to some conversations between Rasheed and myself. If there's something you'd like us to talk about, feel free to write us a little email or put it in the comments. We really enjoyed your time in this one. Thank you, Rasheed.
Thank you.
And fantastic. We hope that you've got a little bit of an insight into some tools and some ideas about relationships. Maybe you need help. Maybe you need someone to talk to. Maybe you're happy. Maybe you're still trying to work out your choice, whether red or black.
We are the
Always
experts,
better-
mate.
Always bet on black.
We're the experts, mate. So like I've been married for like 12, 13 years. I've made it work, and Adam has been married for so long.
15.
And look, the thing is, at the end of the day, we're doing something right. You know, we've been married
Because they're
this
still
long,
here.
and so we're they're still here. You know, I've given her every
Everything.
reason to leave. She hasn't left.
I can agree with that.
I've given her every
Every
reason to
reason
leave,
she
and
fucking
she's still
won't go.
around.
So if you won like $100 million, would you just pay her out and give her half? Or what would you do?
I haven't thought about it yet.
Would you give her like 50 and say, have a good life, babe? Or
No.
would you share it together?
I don't know, man.
My
Giving
uncle
half
always
of
said,
$100 million, mate. You know, I don't know, man. I might sell it for a 1 or 2 million. But
my uncle always said he'd pay her out and give her the money.
yeah, you reckon?
Yeah.
Yeah. But look, you know, like I said, that, you know, I've given her every reason, but she's still around. I think that, you know,
She's a keeper.
yeah, she's a keeper, and I'm the expert. You know what I mean? Because I'm doing something right.
Oh, well. All right. Thank you very much. Hope you enjoy the show.
Take
We'll see
care.
you in a couple of weeks.
Khuda
Adios.
Hafiz, take care.
Khuda Hafiz.